Today on Pull Start Stables. There's a cat on my lap. Thanks for clawing me, buddy. Okay, today on Pull Start Stables. We're back in the garage here with the 875, and I feel like I'm getting somewhere on this hood scoop. I feel like I am keeping my drops. I don't know if I want to put those back together and make this wider, or if I want to tack this and then see about maybe moving it in. It all kind of depends on how it fits around this air cleaner. Remember, I'm pretty tight over here. Well, I'm getting things tacked up. I think I've kind of finally got a final shape. Still undecided about those grease holes. But I like the way it came out. We used the strip from one of these pieces, just turn around backwards to make the back of it a little bit wider and keep the front a little bit narrower. We're still gonna have to trim here and here, but that's all right. We're getting somewhere. We've got stuff tacked together. We're gonna do a little peening, a little grinding, a little bit more paint cleaning, maybe weld it up from the back side. Now, when you are welding two pieces of metal together as a butt weld, the heat, the way it goes in there, when you make a tack, it's good and hot and everything's right in its place. And as that tack weld shrinks, it pulls. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but there is a definite bow between here and here. And that's because even though I had this clamped to a piece of flat aluminum bar that was 3/4 of an inch thick, it still has those same characters where this will shrink as it cools down. So many times I see when someone is doing body work, they just bounce around with their tack welds, and then they pile up tack welds and pile up tack welds, and then they grind it all back and then skim coat it. Well, we're gonna try to see if we can get this stitched together a little nicer than that without having to grind all the paint off. So between your tack welds, if you have the ability with a dolly and a hammer, you should always peen your welds. And what that will do is kind of go from that crown to flat, and it stretches that back out. So we're gonna go along and just there's still a little bit of a concave. You can kind of see a rise right here, maybe. But that definitely helps. And once this is all ground flat, I could probably go through there and even pound a little bit this way and push some of that back out. So I have these pretty thick grinder wheels for a high-speed grinder, and I see that it might be a little out of balance. It'll come in. I don't plan on running this very fast. I just plan on using it to dress these welds a little bit. I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna just bounce around the same way I welded them. I do believe that even though I have a little bit more grinding to do in a couple spots, that's pretty close. This thing is probably dragging on longer than it needs to, but by doing a little bit of strategery, measuring and thinking and cutting and cardboard aided design, I believe that if I make a mark here and here and here and here with the death wheel, I will bring these two together and this surface will be at this mark. So now I have made my cuts. I have made a little bit of a relief cut on this radius that I'll have to fill in and grind in, no big deal. And I've made a mark at 3 inches back here. I actually don't know how this is all going to line up. So that's kind of a fun part of this. It may lift this up a little bit, it may drop it down. I might have to section this if it ends up higher, I don't know. So without further ado, I'm going to use the bench vise. Dang it. As projects go on and go on, messes get bigger and bigger. I need a cleaning fairy. Well, this works. No, it doesn't. Come on now. Alright, let's see what happens. If I clear the air cleaner at this point, and I need to bend this and drop it down, I think that's gonna look pretty good. As always, I know how to find out. Let's go see how that fits. Got some trimming to do, but they don't look too terrible. It's not perfect. It's not finished. But I think with a little bit of cleanup, dressing some of these welds, I think it's gonna be show ready for now. I've got it centered based on some pencil marks, and we'll have to hold it down somehow, but otherwise we can just call this one done.